Welcome to our new episode, The Lost Civilization Beneath the Ice, the Antarctica mystery that could rewrite human history. What if the greatest civilization in human history isn't lost in the sands of Egypt or buried under the jungles of South America, but frozen beneath miles of Antarctic ice? For decades, satellites, explorers, and secret missions have revealed fragments of something extraordinary hidden at the bottom of our planet. Colossal structures beneath the ice, ancient maps that predate recorded history, and whispers of an advanced race wiped from existence long before us. This isn't science fiction. It's a puzzle pieced together from declassified military files, satellite anomalies, and clues left by ancient explorers who somehow knew that Antarctica wasn't always covered in ice. This is the real story of the lost civilization beneath Antarctica. Chapter 1: The Map That Shouldn't Exist. In 1513, a Turkish admiral named Piri Reis created one of history's most controversial documents, a world map drawn on gazelle skin parchment. The map accurately depicted the coasts of South America and West Africa, but it also showed something impossible: Antarctica's coastline without ice. Officially, Antarctica wasn't discovered until 1820, more than 300 years later. And even modern scientists didn't know what lay beneath its ice until advanced radar imaging in the 1950s. So how did a 16th century sailor know the shape of a continent buried under 2 miles of ice? When experts from the U.S. Air Force studied the Piri Reis map in 1960, they were stunned. The coastlines matched modern seismic data, showing the real landmass of Antarctica beneath its frozen shell. It shouldn't have been possible, unless someone had mapped it before the ice existed. That would mean Antarctica was once warm, home to rivers, vegetation, and possibly people. Chapter 2: Echoes from the Ice. In the early 20th century, explorers like Ernest Shackleton and Robert Falcon Scott pushed the limits of endurance to reach the South Pole. They expected only lifeless snow and rock, but what they found, and later described in their private journals, hinted at something they couldn't explain. Shackleton's 1909 journal mentioned a mountain of peculiar symmetry rising from the plateau, impossible in a land supposedly sculpted only by glaciers. Later, in 1946, the U.S. Navy launched Operation High Jump, the largest Antarctic expedition ever assembled. 4,700 men, 13 ships, and dozens of aircraft. Officially, it was a research mission. Unofficially, it was a military reconnaissance operation led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd, reportedly searching for hidden German bases and unidentified aerial phenomena. Byrd's post-expedition interview with a Chilean newspaper contained a chilling remark: "The greatest threat may come from the poles, an enemy that can fly from pole to pole faster than sound." Soon after, the records of Operation High Jump were classified. Chapter 3: The Hidden Continent. In the 1990s, NASA and the European Space Agency began using ice-penetrating radar to map Antarctica's subsurface. What they found shocked scientists. Beneath the 2-mile-thick ice sheet were vast mountain ranges, massive freshwater lakes, and geometric structures unlike anything naturally formed. One radar anomaly beneath the Queen Maud Land region showed a perfect hexagonal outline roughly 300 feet high, buried under layers of compact ice. Even more bizarre were heat signatures detected in Lake Vostok, one of the largest subglacial lakes on Earth, sealed off from sunlight for millions of years. In 2012, when Russian scientists drilled through the ice and retrieved water samples, the DNA found inside didn't match any known life on Earth. And not far from Lake Vostok, satellite images revealed 3 massive dome-shaped formations, each almost identical in size and orientation. Geologists called them natural ice deformations. Archaeologists, however, called them ruins. Chapter 4. The Forbidden Theories. In 1968, a New Zealand researcher named Charles Hapgood proposed a radical theory. Earth's crust had shifted suddenly about 12,000 years ago, moving entire continents into new positions. Before that shift, Hapgood claimed Antarctica had been located farther north in a temperate zone, capable of supporting civilization. Even Albert Einstein reviewed Hapgood's work, writing, "His idea is not impossible. It is the kind of bold idea that makes science advance." Hapgood connected this event to the mysterious destruction described in ancient myths, the Great Flood, the sinking of Atlantis, the sudden end of the Ice Age. If he was right, then Antarctica might be the lost cradle of pre-Ice Age civilization, destroyed when Earth's crust shifted, freezing everything in place almost instantly. Modern scientists dismiss the idea as pseudoscience, but evidence keeps emerging that refuses to stay buried. Chapter 5. The Secret Files of 1947. In 1947, just months after Operation High Jump, Admiral Byrd reportedly led a classified follow-up mission, Operation Deep Freeze. But this time, the U.S. government restricted all civilian access to certain regions of Antarctica. Even today, under the Antarctic Treaty System, no private expeditions can freely explore deep inland, especially the Queen Maud Land sector, where the most anomalies have been detected. Declassified CIA and Navy documents refer to unexplained radar reflections and subsurface cavities emitting electromagnetic radiation. Then came the rumors of a lost base discovered under the ice. German U-boats reportedly reached Antarctica during the final months of World War II, carrying scientists, engineers, and mysterious cargo labeled Wunderwaffen, wonder weapons. Could they have found something or someone already there? Chapter 6. Whispers from the Past. Let's go back further, thousands of years, to the world's oldest myths. The ancient Sumerians spoke of gods descending from the sky, who once lived in the lands of everlasting snow. The Egyptians described Thoth, the god of wisdom, who came from a distant land in the south after a great flood destroyed his homeland. Even the Maya believed their ancestors came from a white island far beyond the southern sea. Across cultures separated by oceans and millennia, the same idea appears that an ancient race once thrived in a polar paradise until cataclysm erased it from memory. Chapter 7. The Scientists Who Saw Too Much. In 2016, a team of international researchers studying climate data near the South Pole reported anomalous magnetic readings beneath a remote sector of the ice. Shortly after, their project was quietly shut down. Two of the researchers, geophysicists from the University of Buenos Aires, later claimed they had detected a perfectly circular energy field, nearly a mile wide, 800 meters beneath the surface. They were later found dead in what authorities called a snow vehicle accident. Their data vanished. Around the same time, Google Earth users spotted what appeared to be a triangular entrance in a satellite image of the same region. Days later, the coordinates were blurred out. Coincidence or censorship? Chapter 8. The genetic time capsule. In 2017, scientists retrieved ancient microbial DNA from Antarctic ice cores dating back 400,000 years. Among them were gene sequences resembling modern human DNA fragments, far older than any known human fossil. That discovery led to a hypothesis, controversial but intriguing, that Antarctica might preserve traces of a pre-human intelligent species, or even an earlier branch of humanity lost to prehistory. One theory suggests these beings could have migrated from Antarctica before the pole shift, spreading knowledge that seeded the rise of later civilizations. The pyramid builders, the astronomers of the Andes, the architects of Stonehenge. Is that why so many ancient monuments align perfectly with celestial positions visible only from the southern hemisphere thousands of years ago? Chapter 9. The Final Frontier. Today, Antarctica is protected by an international treaty banning all military and mining activity. On paper, it's a triumph of global cooperation, but in reality, it's also the most restricted land on Earth. Every year, satellites detect heat signatures, magnetic fields, and atmospheric disturbances across the continent's interior, yet independent researchers are forbidden from investigating them. Even NASA's satellites have reported unexplained warm zones deep under the ice, as if something still generates heat from below. Could it be geothermal activity or remnants of ancient technology still buried and functioning after tens of thousands of years? Chapter 10. What Lies Beneath. In 2018, a multinational radar scan revealed a massive underground structure beneath the ice near the Ross Sea, spanning nearly 400 miles in length. The data showed corridors, cavities, and reflective surfaces consistent with metallic materials. Officially, scientists called it an unusual ice formation. Unofficially, leaked internal reports labeled it a potential archaeological site of non-natural origin. The files were quickly reclassified. Today, only a handful of people know the exact coordinates, and all supply flights in that zone are rerouted by the U.S. Antarctic program. Chapter 11. The Message in the Ice. Every great mystery leaves traces, and sometimes warnings. In 2019, glaciologists drilling into ancient ice layers near Dome Sea discovered something extraordinary. A thin layer of microscopic metallic fragments evenly distributed, dating to around 12,800 years ago. That date matches a global event scientists call the Younger Dryas impact, when a sudden climate shift plunged Earth back into an ice age. Some believe it was caused by a comet impact. Others think it was a global cataclysm that ended a golden age and buried its civilization under ice. If true, Antarctica may not just be a frozen wasteland. It may be a time capsule sealing away the remains of humanity's forgotten beginning. Epilogue. The ice will reveal all. Antarctica is changing. The ice sheets are melting faster than ever recorded. Every year, satellites uncover new shapes, new anomalies, and new questions. If there truly is something buried there, ruins, artifacts, even a lost city, it won't stay hidden forever. And when it finally emerges from the ice, we may have to rewrite everything we thought we knew about human history. Because perhaps our story didn't start in the cradle of civilization. Perhaps it began at the bottom of the world, beneath the ice.